Now, welcome to the next video lecture. Actually, in this video lecture, we will focus on crown ethers and cryptands. Crown ethers and cryptands. Cryptands. They are macrocyclic ligands. So they are macrocyclic ligand. Macrocyclic ligands, right? Means these species have ring-like structure which have donor sites, more donor sites, right? If we focus the chemistry of crown ethers, first in case of crown ethers, crown ethers. Crown ethers is a ligand which has shape like crown, right? Crown ethers formed through ethylene glycol, CH2, CH2, OH, OH. So this is ethylene glycol. So this ethylene glycol actually give ether group OCH2 CH2, right? So because of presence of hydrocarbons, there is two hydrocarbons CH2 CH2 and oxygen atom and another end also oxygen atom. So once it forms ether group means OR R. Such type of structure is called ether group, right? So in the case of crown ether, since the name has ether group means ethylene oxide. Ethylene oxide result in the formation of crown ethers, right? So if we draw the structure of a simple crown ethers, then it will be more clear, right? So crown ethers, crown ethers. Here is a right. So this indicate O atom, this indicate O atom, this also indicate O atom, O atom, right? So suppose you see the structure of this ring. So there is this corner is CH2, this corner is also CH2. This is also CH2, 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 CH2. They are hydrocarbon parts, hydrocarbons, and which is hydrophobic in nature, right? Hydrophobic. in nature means exterior part, all the exterior parts of the ring, right, has hydrocarbons, which is hydrophobic in nature. And in the ring, so there is a interior part. So this is called interior part, where 4 oxygen atoms is situated in the interior. So interior part is polar in nature, right? Polar nature, polar in nature, right? So this is hydrophilic actually. Interior part is hydrophilic, hydrophilic, right? So if you think the structure of crown ethers, which is formed through the ethylene oxide, CH2, CH2, each oxygen is connected with 2 CH2, CH2. So CH2, 1 CH2, 1 CH2. And this oxygen, further this oxygen connected with 1 CH2, another CH2. Further this oxygen is connected with this, and this is connected with this, right? For this oxygen similarly from this CH2 and from this CH2, right? So each oxygen is connected with 2 CH2 group, right? So in this structure, each oxygen O atom is connected through 2 CH2 group, right? So this is called macrocyclic, macrocyclic, cyclic ligand. It has 4 donor sites actually. 1 oxygen atom, second oxygen atom, third oxygen atom, and fourth oxygen atom, right? So it has four donor oxygen atom, right? So in a clear sense, you can say that this is your cyclic ligand, which has 4 oxygen atoms, and rest of the exterior part is hydrocarbons, right? So it forms a cavity like structure, right? So this is called cavity, and acts as a host. So this cavity will act as a host, right? Okay, so there is another page. Again, we draw the structure of crown ethers. O, O, right? So it has 2 pair of electrons, right? Each oxygen has 2 pair of electron similarly, right? And because of presence of electron density in this cavity, so this is what we call cavity, right? Or host. In this cavity, there is high concentration of electron density because of, so this electron density interior part is more electron rich, right? And exterior part have no tendency to donate its electron because of presence of hydrocarbons, saturated hydrocarbons. So they all are saturated hydrocarbons. So saturated hydrocarbons are not able to donate its electron. So only oxygen atom can donate its pair of electron to a guest species. If there is a guest species, guest, G-U-E-S-T, guest species, that is any metal in a particular oxidation state, suppose for alkali metal, here is M plus for alkali metal cations. So the chemistry is host guest interaction. What chemistry is involved here is that host guest interaction, right? In the crown ether ligand, there is a host guest interaction, right? So depending on the size of the cavity of this crown ether, it can select metal cation, right? So if you provide its name, then the name of this cyclic ligand is 12 crown 4. How the nomenclature has been provided to this structure? 12 crown 4 means in this ring there is total 12 atoms, right? One carbon, second carbon, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, right? In this cyclic system, there is 12 atoms in the ring. So that is why here 12 is written. And crown, the structure is crown shaped. And what 4 indicates? It is the number of oxygen atom, right? It 4 is the number of oxygen atoms in the interior of ring, right? And this 12 is total number of atom in ring, right? So this ligand has its name 12 crown 4, means 4 oxygen can coordinate with a particular selective metal cation through its lone pair. Because of presence of cavity or hole which can fit a particular metal ion or a particular sized metal cation in this structure, so the resultant complex is called alkali metal crown ether complexes. If there is M plus, means any alkali metal cations, M plus means Li plus, it may be sodium plus, it may be potassium plus, rubidium plus, and similarly. So the resultant complex is called alkali metal. M is alkali metal cation, right? alkali metal cation, right? So this complex is actually called metal alkali metal cation crown ether complex. Crown ether complex. So this ligand can accommodate one particular alkali metal cation in the host of the structure. So what is the chemistry and what is the coordination chemistry of this complex? Actually, in the next page, again we draw, there is again 12 crown 4, right? So this is a cavity actually, right? The size means diameter of this cavity decides which metal has to be accommodated in this structure. The diameter of crown ether decides the selectivity of alkali metal cation. In case of 12 crown 4, it has a diameter range 1.20 angstrom to 1.50 angstrom, right? So the diameter of this crown ether is 1.20 to 1.50 angstrom, right? So means if there is a cyclic host, right? So the diameter, so this is diameter, so it has a 1.2 to 1.50 angstrom, right? So the metal cation or alkali metal cations which have size in between this range can fit into this host. Suppose there is a Li plus is the alkali metal cation which has 1.36 angstrom size, means 1.36 angstrom can be accommodated in this host because 1.36 lies in between 1.20 to 1.50 angstrom. So lithium plus prefer this uh, crown ether because its size matches with this range, right? And because of the size match, so it is compatible with 12 crown 4, means Li plus prefer 12 crown 4, right? Because of the compatibility of the metal cation with this cavity. So it can form 1:1 complexes, means one metal cation can be accommodated in a single macrocyclic crown ether. So the complexes formed, the complex formed through the crown ether is 1:1. Means one metal cation can be accommodated in one macrocyclic crown ether, right? So if alkali metal cation is fitted in the cavity of the macrocyclic ligand, then this is called alkali metal crown ether complex. If lithium is situated in the cavity, right? So then the complexes so formed is called alkali metal crown ether complex. Alkali metal crown ether complex, right? So here the size of the cavity means diameter of the cavity should match with the size of the alkali metal cation. Then only it can be fitted in this host, otherwise it will not bind with alkali metal cations which has size out of this range. So the selectivity is important because of the match of size effect. Here size effect is pronounced more efficiently, right? So what is the structure of the alkali metal cation with crown ether macrocyclic ligand in this next uh, page we can discuss. Suppose again we draw the structure of 12 crown 4. So and this is the structure, right? So if lithium plus cation is heated in this cavity Li plus, right? So what will be the bonding behavior? A pair of electron can bond with this alkali cation, and similar from the another oxygen atom a pair of electron can form a bonding behavior like that, and third oxygen atom similarly donates its pair of electron, and fourth oxygen also donates its pair of electron to the lithium cation, right? The result of formation of ring like structure, there is four ring, one ring, and this is second ring, this is third ring, and this is fourth ring. Means if there is a ring like structure in the system, if there is a ring like structure in the ligand and metal complex, then it is called chelate. Means once the crown ether forms complexes with lithium cation, it forms chelate. One chelates, one, two, three, four chelates. Actually, the structure possesses four chelates, four chelates, four chelating ring, four chelates, right? Because of presence of ring structure. And you know that if there is a ring structure in the complex, the binding energy of the complex and association constant or formation constant is very, very high, right? So Kf is very, very high. In this case, very high, of the order of 10 to the power 10, 10 to the power 14, 10 to the power 15, like that, right? So high formation constant is due to the chelate structure. 4 chelate structure gives much more stability to the complexes, right? So in the first ring there is 5 atoms. So in the ring structure 5 atoms, okay, 5 atoms from this ring, 5 atoms from this ring, 5 atoms from this ring, 5 atoms from these rings. So there is much more atoms associated with lithium cation. So if you thermodynamically explain, then delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S, right? So more number of atoms or multiple interactions cause enhancement of entropy factor. So this is called entropy, right? So entropy, and this entropy is actually delta S, which is positive in nature, right? So if more positive entropy, then the overall the subtraction of these two parameters, these three parameters will be more negative. More negative. More negative gives free energy, confirms the formation of this complex because of entropy factor. Means alkali metal crown ether complex formation favored by entropy. Entropy driven complex reaction. Entropy driven complex compound. So such type of actually complex have more negative delta G value, which favors the formation of complexes, and such type of complexes are very stable because of formation of multiple ring structures in a same ligand, and it has chelate structure. So binding energy would be very high, and which gives much more stability to the system. More stable complex means lithium plus prefers 12 crown 4, but in this ligand if you add sodium salts or potassium salts, it will not form complexes with sodium cation or potassium cation because of the size effect. Means if you think the size lithium plus is smaller than sodium plus, and sodium plus is smaller than potassium plus. So the size of the sodium plus cation is out of range of this cavity, and size of this potassium cation also lie in the out of range of the cavity diameter of this crown ether. So it can't form complexes with 12 crown 4 macrocyclic ligand. So there is a another macrocyclic ligand which have cavity size larger than that of the this 12 crown 4 will be required to form a sodium plus crown ether complex or potassium plus crown ether complex. So depending on the size of the ring, right? So there is a variation of size of the rings required to accommodate another alkali metal cations of the same group. So in the next video we will discuss how the size effect will be dominated for the other alkali metal cations like sodium plus, yeah, potassium plus, or other alkali metal cations. So these are the ideas or concept in the chemistry uh, when we talk about the crown ether complex of the alkali metal cation. Thank you so much.